Hello, it's Russ.
Hi, Russ. So, Winter Jam is the last weekend, right?
You got it. We're almost, you can see the finish line.
So, I mean, I went to the one here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and you happened to be playing at my daughter's college at Eastern Michigan. So,
Oh, okay.
I have two daughters that go to that school, so I love that. But this year, I mean, the lineup to me, I mean, it seems like it gets better every year, or maybe it's just I get excited more every year. But like this year, it was just stellar. The lineup was not only it's always a little
Oh,
bit of
thank you.
everything, but I love that you had Ledger. I'm so glad to have seen her. Ren
Oh, yeah, she's
Collective.
great.
Oh my gosh, Ren Collective. I could have just sat there all night and listened to that. I mean, everybody was amazing. It was so great. You just wanted a little more of everybody, but you wanted everybody. You kind of
Well, thank
can't
you
have
so
both.
much.
Yeah.
Well, you're so kind. Thank you so much.
I think you guys have just, you know, God has just put a incredible plan for you guys. You not only bring obviously Winter Jam around, but the Greatest Hits Live tour. This is my people because I grew up in this time,
Oh,
so
wonderful.
those are some of my favorite people. Nicole C. Mullins, one of my all-time favorite ever singers. Um,
Oh, she's so good live. She's
oh,
just so good.
she is, and I've only gotten to see her. I got to see her at the World Pulse Festival in Indiana one year, and that was, I think, like the last time I saw her, and that was a long time ago. But you guys, you didn't have winter. I mean, you didn't have Greatest Hits Live in Michigan last time, but you do this time, so I get to see it. So I'm really happy.
Well, thank you so much. We're actually excited about coming to see you guys, and we'll also have Avalon, and we'll have Point of Grace with us, and Bob Carlisle. So it's an amazing night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I would like to know, so as you're at the end of Winter Jam, like I know we're going to talk about Greatest Hits Live, but I'm curious, was this a bigger year? It seemed big to me. Was it a bigger year for you guys as far as attendance, or do you have any idea at this point?
Well, we won't know how it's going to finish out, but we do know that uh, as the only deterrent has really been the weather. The only time
Yeah.
we've seen any kind of dip in attendance, it's every bit of it's been weather related. And as word of mouth has gotten out about the tour and about the artists and the night, and people are posting videos and pictures. As that's happened, we've noticed more people showing up early, to get in and get a seat. So it's been exciting to see the tour kind of grow and take a life of its own. That happens every year. We never know how the lineup's going to be from top to bottom and how folks are going to respond. But it's been exciting to see, and we've had some of our best crowds. Actually, now toward the end of the tour, we've had some of our most excited, exuberant. We were in Fort Wayne, Indiana last night, and those people literally brought the house down. Like I would never have thought in Fort Wayne, Indiana, on a Thursday night, we would have so many people show up and be ready to just worship and have a great time. But it's been amazing. The whole year's been phenomenal.
Well, Indiana's like us. They finally thawed out, so they were so happy to get out of the house.
They were probably, I think
Uh,
that's probably it. You're probably
well,
right.
when you guys came, you barely missed our really, really bad, like minus 30 something degree weather. Like,
Well, we hit that in some places.
yeah,
I
I was
mean,
going
we
to
hit a
say,
few, Des Moines, Iowa, and
yeah.
we had a few places where it was just too cold to breathe. So, I'm so glad to be through with that part of Winter Jam.
Yeah, you really had this year it put the winter in Winter Jam. Normally it's cold. You expect it to be cold, but this year, yeah, it was even though you missed the massive cold here in Michigan, it was still very cold. And I thought it was funny the VIP line was almost longer than the regular line this year, which I thought was cool. I mean, because I know that helps, to have people get the VIP experience, and it's a cool thing. People need to do that every year.
Well, a lot of people that do the VIP experience, they do it once. They want to do it every year because they do like that those few little extra things that they get, and they love the fact that they get to get in early, and especially in bad weather.
Well, I did it this year just as a, just to, I haven't done it in a long time. So I thought I want to do it because it's such a great lineup. And, but then, I will tell you, I like the shirts better this year. I like the gray.
Oh, good. Well, thank you.
I think because
Well,
white's so hard to keep clean, but gray can
oh
hide.
yeah, well, thank you.
But the shirts were great, like everything about the concert. And I don't know how, with so many bands, you run it so seamlessly. And I know it's not going seamlessly, like behind the scenes. I know, it's a lot of people working. It's a lot of people, coming together. But it does seem very seamless on the outside, which I think is amazing. Um, and so I saw that you guys are doing an alive tour. In the meantime, you guys just don't stop, do you?
Well, we were out actually out on Winter Jam, and Greg Long from Avalon came to hang out with us, and he had his daughters with him. And Greg said, "Man, it would be great if we could do something like this on a little bit smaller scale. Um, that we could get some of our friends on, and he said like Bob Carlisle and Newsong and Winter Grace. What if we could get some of our good friends together and do a tour?" And so we tried it. We did a fall run of it, and the response was great. So we said, "Hey, we need to start adding a few cities and do this again." And so that's what we're doing. So this is really kind of in response to that. We didn't know how it would turn out. We did the tour, and we loved it so much that we said, "Hey, we need to do this again." So it kind of seemed natural to do it, late April, early May. It's a good time of year before everybody gets their summer activities started, because we didn't want to wait till the fall again, to be honest. We had so much fun. We wanted to do it again. So I'm excited because it's an amazing night of music. Over 100 number one hits on Christian radio are represented
Oh my
on that
goodness.
tour. And so, of course, we can't do all those songs, but you understand the depth of the artistry that's represented on the tour.
Absolutely.
So it's so much fun. And after the first night, we all looked at each other and said, "Man, this is ridiculously amazing just to be able to be a part of this."
Well, there's so many bands that I go back in my archives and go, gosh, I miss this song, um, like, like Nicole C. Mullen, like her song Redeemer. Like, I can remember being at a low point and just thinking in my mind, I know that I know that I know that I know, and she gets in that part of her routine, and that, there's certain, and of course, Butterfly Kisses, like, I have two daughters, so that makes me cry. I didn't I did not, I think, at the time have kids, but I grew up in the 80s, so like I want some of all these people back. I was glad Sandy Patty came out, on tour again. Like, there's a lot of people like that, but I think there's so many of us that miss it, that we ain't too old yet. We still love to go to these things. And I tell you, there's something about your creative team as far as, putting these tours together, that has great vision that God gives them
Well, thank you so
to
much.
put these things out. And I can remember going to Winter Jam when you just had one a year, like it was just one date.
Oh yeah, well, we're thankful because we realize that God has grown it, and we just love being a part of it. We love to have the opportunity to worship together, and with such diversity and so many denominational and ethnic groups represented. But we also just love the opportunity to share the gospel and to brag on Jesus. That's the goal of every Winter Jam. So
Well,
we love being able to do that.
it seemed like it was around the time I had my son. Have you guys been doing this? Because he's about to turn 25. Has it been close to 25 years?
Well, it has. As a matter of fact, it started as Newsong in Greenville, South Carolina. It started as Newsong, and then after the first year, we said, "Hey, what if we bring a friend or two with us?" And then
Yeah.
I think we brought Bob Carlisle, or maybe I think we brought Bob Carlisle or Clay Cross or can't remember who maybe Margaret Becker. I can't remember. But so it started as Newsong. Then it was Newsong and Friends, and then it continued to grow. It became January Jam, and then we outgrew January. So, it's been exciting to watch it grow and develop into what it is, and we're so thankful. We love every second of it. It's God's tour, and we just love being part of it.
Now you're doing a tour called Arise in the middle of Winter Jam and the Greatest Hits Live tour for Easter, right?
That's right. So we're going to finish Winter Jam, and then we're going to get back on the bus and go do 2 weeks of Easter time in August. And then as soon as that's over, we're going to do a couple of weeks on the Greatest Hits Live tour.
And then are you guys done till Winter Jam starts again, or do you do another? Do you keep touring his Newsong?
Well, we will. We'll probably do. We'll probably do a few summer dates, maybe festival dates,
Festivals,
fair dates,
yeah.
and a few what we call one-offs. And then in the fall, we'll crank it back up again. So summer gets a little bit slower, not too much. We're going to do some mission trips, smaller things, summer, I think. So. We take a little time off, but after about a few weeks home, my wives tend to pack our bag and put it by the door, and say, "Hey, you guys, get back out there and do what you're supposed to be doing." So they don't mind it. Our families don't mind it too much. We'll be able to do a few things this summer where our families can be a part of it, and they always love that. We love getting our families together, and it's always good to see everybody. But for the most part, we'll finish strong when summer starts, and then when fall starts to roll around, we'll get ready to go again.
I think you did a great job this year on Winter Jam of there was more speaking. I enjoyed that. There was more, it seemed like more speaking, unless you were just dividing it up, but it seemed like it was more, especially with the sponsorship. And I grabbed me a kid, man. I've done it before, but I mean, the just the different, things that they said, I was like, oh my goodness. I was so like burdened and convicted that I wanted to do it. I guess convicted, but led on my heart to do it again. But you had such great speakers in between, including yourself, and you had my friends from Proclaim FM. I know all of those people because they're in Ohio. We're in Michigan. We see each other all the time at events.
Sure.
And they took one of our DJs from Detroit and took him to Proclaim, so we have to see her all the time. But it was such a great tour. I didn't get to see Greatest Hits Live tour last year, and it just reminds me of. I mean, I want to see like Carmen too. Like you never need ideas. You can ask me, man, because it's such a great concept. And you've got you've got a great lineup right now, but if you ever wanted to do like a winter one and a summer one, there is so many great acts to pull from that. I talked to Rebecca last year interviewing her, and I said, and I don't know why the question came out, but I said, coming back out on tours, she has massive fan base. Like people really gravitate towards her. And I said, does this make you want to do music again? Like, because I would think it. And she said, absolutely. She had already started writing. And so I was excited to see she's coming out with new music.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always, those folks all tend to have something to say. And by the way, thank you for encouraging us on our Winter Jam antics. But one of the things we love doing is partnering with ministries that are helping kids in situations where they're volatile or in danger or in crisis. And Child Fund is that organization for us this year. We love their ministry, and they do such a great job. And so I'm sure folks are thinking, now she said she grabbed a child. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah. I sponsored me a little boy. Oh.
Yeah.
And the video broke my heart. Like, it touched me more than anything. And my son was not able to be with me that night, and I was like, man, I wish my son or one of my daughters, like they would have grabbed a kid too. But I just absolutely had to. And got his picture on my fridge, and we pray for him all the time. And he's 3 years old. I cannot pronounce his name, but he's from India. And but watching that video, those kids, washing and drinking and using the same water, that was just, some of the things that we just take for granted all the time. I'm glad I'd not seen Child Fund, like as far as sponsoring through them, and they've been already very good at, encouraging like how to correspond, and they're a very good organization to, partner with. I'm enjoying it very much, and
Well,
it's
good.
such a
Well, that's good to
blessing.
hear.
And I'm so this year, so we have the same ones you had in the fall. We have Rebecca St. James, obviously new song, Avalon, Nicole C. Mullen, Bob Carlisle, and Point of Grace. Am I getting it right?
Well, you are, but now Rebecca will not be there. It
Oh,
will not
Rebecca
be
one.
Rebecca for that
Okay.
date. But, matter of fact, it will be Bob Carlisle, Point of Grace, new song, Nicole C. Mullen, and Avalon. So it's going to be an amazing night of music. It's 5 artists that have a whole lot to share.
It really is. It's like a couple of decades worth of, favorite hits, that
Oh,
all
absolutely.
everybody, I can pick some from every band that's there, that and so how long do you, like on Winter Jam, I know you have like 15 minutes each. Do you play a little bit longer each artist on Greatest Hits Live, or
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We
yes.
stretch that out a little bit so that people can really have a full artist experience. So, and
That's
the artists,
awesome.
because we're playing smaller venues, it makes the artists a lot more available to the fans and to the audience there. And a lot of those artist members, some of them are people introducing their kids to that music, but a lot of them are a little bit older, and so they appreciate the music. So it's just kind of a nice night. It's almost like we're bringing all these artists into your living room. So it's going to be a fun night.
And it is. I like my kids. I'm like, you guys got to go because you didn't get to experience this when it came around the first time, and exactly what you're
Well, thank
talking
you so
about.
much.
It's a good family experience to bring grandparents, parents, and kids. You can introduce and reintroduce, the music to everybody, and they're not gonna be sorry they went, for sure, because no matter
Well,
what
thank you.
no matter what songs you guys all pick, it's got to be something that we all loved. And I'm thankful for this tour. Thank you for doing Winter Jam. I i i know you guys see an incredible amount of lives turn for Christ. Do you have any idea like how many you normally get every year?
Well, it looks like that number is going to be close to, Lord willing, that number should be close to 40,000 people that will make decisions that we know about. So,
And of course not
maybe a
everybody
little more, maybe
does.
a few less, but we get excited about the one that stands up and his life is radically changed by the gospel, because you and I know that that's an eternal change, and it's amazing. And so we love hearing the stories of the one that gets saved, but it's exciting to watch an arena full of people respond to the gospel. And so we're given the opportunity. The ministry we're working with there to share is really giving them the opportunity to connect, so that they can, we can go further than just a prayer and a decision, but we can really kind of we can lock arms with them and walk through life and help answer some of their questions as they begin the process of growing spiritually. So,
My kids went to
uh,
Dare to Share in Chicago when they
oh,
were in
good,
high
great
school.
ministry.
Oh my goodness. And I thought, okay, they're going to have a good time with their friends, but it's high school. So I wasn't really quite sure, and especially my youngest, she can be quite the social butterfly. And then when they came back, all three of them, like they were just could not quit talking about all their different experiences, and they really didn't even talk about much about being like with their buddies from youth group. They were like the experience itself. So they were excited, Dare to Share was coming around,
Good.
because it was such a great ministry to them. It was imprinted on them. They have not, forgot some of the big, you know things that God led them, decisions,
Okay.
or things that were led during that time.
Yeah,
So,
it's a great ministry.
well, I pray for you guys, because you guys not only
Well, thank you.
have Newsong that you're putting out incredible music, but then you have all of these things that you're putting out, and I just want you to be healthy, and traveling mercies, and wisdom, and guidance and everything, because you have so much on your plate. But you guys, you and Eddie both, you just seem like it's such a light thing when you talk about it. You're just always full of joy about it, and that's a big testament.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, I have actually another interview to do in a couple of minutes, so I have to get
Okay.
going. But I'm so thankful that you guys take the time to talk to us, and please keep doing what you're doing. Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Well, you pray for us, and we're just trusting God to help us stay strong and stay faithful and finish well, and do the best that we can with what He puts in front of us.
And thank you for bringing Greatest Hits Lives to Michigan.
We're excited.
It's like 20 minutes from my house, so I'm super
We were
excited.
just waiting for it to thaw out up there. We're just
Well,
hoping it would thaw out, and
uh,
then we're bringing Grace Hits Live.
yeah, you'll have a lot bigger audience, because yeah, we're so ready to get out of the house now. Little bit of rain, everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna rain for a couple days." I'm like, "So what? It doesn't matter. It's over 40." So everybody's out.
That's right. Well,
Well,
we look forward to seeing you guys.
well, we can't wait. So thank you again for bringing it to Michigan. I want to see this
We're
tour
happy
so
to.
bad. And
Well,
praying for you and your family, and all of you guys on the road, and I hope you just have an incredible strong finish to what is, and to me, my favorite tour for Winter Jam so far. And
thank you.
I've been to almost every one. I'll be honest. I've missed a
Thank
couple,
you.
but yeah, you did an amazing job, and you usually do. But this year was an incredibly strong,
Thank
visually.
you.
I think the 360 thing, and just, you have such incredible light and production teams, that
We
make
really do.
it such a full concert experience.
That's our goal.
Yeah, it makes it so a
Thank
rich
you.
experience all around. It helps,
Well,
like,
thank you so
get you
much.
emotionally, like, pumped up.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming out and supporting it.
Well, we will continue to do so, and we will see you
Thank you.
here at Greatest Hits Live Tour.